recording.
Okay, can I start? But George, you need to let me share my screen, right? George? George? Where are you, George? He's not here anymore?
He mentioned that his Wi-Fi is not that good. So I think Marily can also, I think she's the host also.
Okay, yeah, now I saw that Music Estonia is the host. So Marily, can you please allow me to share my screen?
You are allowed. You know, when it was recording, I was supposed to say got it, but I pushed leave the meeting. So, you know.
Oh, sorry. So can I? Okay, good.
Counting on.
Yes. Now it's working. Good. Okay, slideshow from start. So, hi everybody. Romania is the second biggest market in Central Southeastern Europe after Poland. We are around 19 million now after the last count, located in Eastern Europe. Very nice country. You can come visit also if you're not going to be selected in the showcases. Here you can see the most important cultural cities in Romania, where all the big festivals happen and where all the music industry is concentrated. We have really big festivals. The biggest one is Untold from Cluj-Napoca. I wrote the music genres that they are usually booking. They had 372,000 people attending in 2019 and a similar figure in 2021. George Enescu is the second biggest. George Enescu was one of the very important classical music composers in Romania. So it's a classical festival. It's almost 1 month long with lots of venues where concerts are happening. I don't know, maybe tens of concerts during that month, and it's happening once every 2 years. This year it's happening. In the years where the festival is not happening, they have contests because they are also encouraging young musicians to, to participate, and then they include them in the festival. Never See is the small sister or brother of Untold. It's happening by the sea in Constanța with a similar lineup. Then we have Electric Castle, one of the oldest running festivals. It's next near Cluj-Napoca with the more alternative and rock focus. Awake is not here anymore. There is Artmania, which is a metal festival. There is Summerwell in Bucharest with also an alternative rock and indie pop focus. And we have a newly born Saga, which is not in this presentation, that happened for the first time last year, I guess, in Bucharest, which is also an EDM trance festival. We have a lot of ticketing platforms. Online tickets are a thing in Romania. Ia Bilet, which means take your ticket, is the biggest. Then comes Eventin and so on and so forth. Here are some live industry figures, but I think you're gonna receive this presentation, so I'm not wasting time with it. We have a pretty lively live industry, lots of concerts, lots of festivals, more appearing, and so on and so forth. Here you can see the main venues in Romania. We also have clubs, but not so many, like, good prepared clubs with sound systems and everything. I think those clubs are probably, I don't know, 10 or 15 in the whole country, which is really bad, but that's the situation. And then, of course, concerts are also held in theater venues and also in sports venues, like probably everywhere else. Recording companies, the list on the main neighboring rights collecting society shows over 170 labels. All labels are independent except for Universal, which has its own office in Romania. The rest of the majors, Sony and Warner, they are present on the Romanian market via licensees. Here are the most important Romanian labels. There are no official sales figures, but again, if you're gonna receive this presentation, you can dig in the figures more deeply, and then if you need more, details from me, you can write and ask. These are the top 5 radio stations, and it's important to know that the first 2 are CHR radios. If you know the term CHR, it's contemporary hit radio, so basically pop dance music. And then 3 news stations. We only have 2 rock stations in Romania, the Rock FM station, which was in 2019 number 8, and then the Guerrilla Radio, which is the alternative indie radio. Rock FM is more a classical radio station. We have all the main platforms, the streaming platforms in Romania. Spotify was the last one to enter in 2018, I'm sorry. The downside of the music market is that we do not have a music press. There is one magazine, I think they have 2 issued per year, called Sunete, which means sounds in English. But then there are a few websites. Sorry, this is my cat. There are a few music websites. And mostly in Romania, I think news about music are to be found in tabloids. So yeah. Trade associations. We have several trade associations for indie labels, for concert and festival promoters, for music managers, for workers from the live industry, for performing artists, and for rental companies. If you need to contact any of those companies, you can reach to me and I can help you. We have collecting 3 important collecting societies. There is only one for music writers. It has over 10,000 members. There are 2 for performers. The biggest one is Credidam. It has over 15,000 members, but they include also actors and dancers, so not only musicians. Same for the second one, which has less members.
Anka, you have 1 minute. 1 minute.
Okay. And of course, the Labels Collecting Society, which is also the local IFPI group. And we have this International Music Business Conference, Mastering the Music Business, where you are all invited. We have had lots of special guests during the years. This year is going to be the 8th edition between September 5 and 7. And of course, we have a showcase festival where some of you will perform. And we issue a magazine every year at the conference. You can find all the previous issues on our website, masteringthemusicbusiness.ro. And thank you very much.
I do confirm, dear Anka, to everyone that we will send you, our dear Olga will send you all the presentation of each other. So here today, each of us can concentrate on giving you some tips and presenting a bit some insight. But luckily for Romania, if you know the team of Ro, if you know Anka, well, you have a good access to the markets in general because they're almost like everywhere.
Yeah.
Thank you, Anka.
Thank you. I have to run now. As I said, there's a meeting waiting for me in the city. So all the best, people. Yeah. Hope to see you all soon. Bye-bye.
So we're jumping to the Polish guy with an English name. I think Mr. Smith, right, Tomek?
Yeah. Okay, guys, so I will just briefly introduce myself and what I do, and then Marta, who is from KBF, which is the other Polish organization in the HEMI community, will guide you briefly through the Polish market, which is, as Anka mentioned, the biggest market from the HEMI markets. So very briefly, and sorry to jump in the queue, but I have to go in 10 minutes too, sorry. Very briefly, my name is Tomek and I'm working for Tak Brzmi Miasto. Good luck with pronunciation with that name. It's a showcase festival and the conference usually being held in November. This year in 18th and 19th of November, and it's a 10th edition of the conference. So there was a time we were the biggest and the only one festival and conference in Poland. This year, if I know good, there will be 5 showcase festivals in Poland. So you have quite a lot of options if you plan to conquer Polish market. Which one? I mean, obviously, I'm not objective, so I can't say which one is the best if you want to enter the market, but of course it's us. So if you guys have any plans to play some shows or meet any people from Polish music industry, feel invited to Tak Brzmi Miasto, and I'm sure those of you, because I see some faces I already know, so those of you who've been to Tak Brzmi Miasto can confirm that it's a good place to meet the people. Feel invited. A part of the conference, we are doing also quite a big educational program, which is being stopped at the moment as we're waiting for the funding. So typical issues of working in culture. I'm sure all of you know what that means. Well, basically that's all I wanted to say now. Feel free to contact. The presentation which will be sent to you includes also our contacts. So if you guys need any more information about us or Polish market, then I'm here for you. So good luck, have fun with all the Hemi adventure. I'm sure you will gain quite good things from that. So have fun, and yeah, see you soon on some other shows and festivals. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Well, it's maybe not objective, but I have to say, being there, it's a very nice industry market, and it's not the huge conference, so you can really meet persons, which is something we will say later. It's not only about playing in a showcase, it's about going there to meet the right people. But Martha will tell us about that, maybe. Martha from Krakow Bureau Festival away.
Let's say KBF would be shorter and easier. Hi, my name is Marta, and actually I thought that Tomek will do this part. He nicely just pushed that into me, so let me deal with that. Can I share my screen?
No worries, I'll be here for a couple of minutes more so I can jump in.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Or no?
Perfect.
Yeah?
Yes.
Sure. Perfect. So briefly and quickly, because we can talk about more maybe interesting things. As you see, our country is quite big, and few the biggest cities like Warsaw, our capital, and Krakow, Łódź, Wrocław, Poznań are usually the cities where all the huge or even less big events are being held. We also got this 3-city, Gdańsk, Gdynia, and Sopot on the coast. They also have a few places, bigger and smaller, where they invite musicians to give their concerts. This is not the whole list of festivals held in Poland. It's quite a lot of them, but I guess that Tomek picked the biggest and most interesting, I guess.
Yeah, although it changed in last year quite significantly.
Yeah, because of the pandemic, but I guess that most of them here are still alive and being held annually. like opener, which is actually the biggest on the coast. They're inviting artists from Poland and abroad, and you can see Poland Rock Festival. It's for free, and it's actually the biggest festival open air in Poland. Most of them are like, let's say, popular music festival, but also we have audio art here, and Tauron Nowa Muzyka, or Jazz Jamboree, which is jazz music, alternative music, electronic music. Yeah, and so if you'll be interested, we're here for you. We also have a few showcases festival. See you guys at, is it still, Tomek, I'm not sure, are they still
Yeah,
in game with the
yeah.
pandemic? Yeah. Great September in Łódź, tak brzmi miasto, here in Krakow. Maybe that's why Tomek wanted me to talk about that, because he's
Yeah.
the one. We have 10 arenas.
If I sorry, Marta, if I can jump, there is Wrocław in Wrocław happening also, and now the really new one, which is there was a showcase and a conference called Spring Break a couple of years ago, but it died, and now it's called Next Fest. So it's a next next player on the market. I wouldn't say a competitor, but just
Spring Break was was one of the first, actually, I think. Quite good showcase festival. So yeah, we have quite a lot arenas, better or worse, bigger or smaller, with better sound and worse sound, but still going on, and we still host huge events there. And well, clubs, maybe not, I'm not sure how many of them, but yeah, some of them in Krakow for sure didn't survive the pandemic time, but there are quite few in Warsaw, in Krakow, in Wrocław, Poznań, I think. They are present on our music market for years, and hopefully they'll stay there. Here I can see that Tomek is also a rock fan. He chose the biggest radio stations, like Anti-Radio, Rock Radio, Polish Radio. Polish Radio has its local locations in bigger cities, but there's also RMF, which is a huge radio station for popular music, and also RMF Classic for classical music and film music. So yeah, it's quite quite big, and a few smaller players with R&B and soul music, maybe. Dedicated to music, Noise Magazine, Teraz Rock, also Gazeta Wyborcza and Rzeczpospolita, with their like cultural part, I would say. I'll skip the online things. Okay, so the labels, we have Sony, Warner, and Universal from the majors. Everybody knows them, nobody needs to introduce them. We have also Polish Kayaks, Mystic Production, Antena Krzyku, which are quite good, and they have really nice musicians in their stable. And as you see, a huge bunch and a list of really independent, smaller labels. And Tomek didn't put here Metal Mind Productions, Tomek, which is my previous. Is it all? Are we done here? Yeah, we're done. Thank you. And I wanted to say about the place where I'm working. I'm from KBF, and this is a municipal cultural institution. And we work for creative industries development. We support cultural tourism, meetings industry, leisure industry. We're not only about music, but also literature, film, visual arts, local initiatives. But we have a few huge festivals held here in Krakow, because we work here and for Krakow, for people who live here, but also tourists and people who just step by. And in a few months, we're going to have early music festival, Mistaria Paschalia, and then one of the biggest film music festival known here and abroad. And later a contemporary music festival, and in June, Wianki, Fête de la Musique. And as I said previously, I'm hoping that maybe I'll see some of you here in June. I'm done.
Okay, biggest
Sorry.
market, leave some space to the smaller markets, please.
Thank you.
Thank you, Martha. Yeah, well, two partners from Poland. They, I think, very complementary. And yes, I mean, you have no justification to not find contacts in Poland when you know Martha and Tomek. Thank you, guys. We're jumping north so that then we can like follow a geographic series. Marily, Music Estonia.
Yes. Hi, guys. Just a second. So all okay? You can see me, and all good. Okay. Hi, I'm Marily from Music Estonia, and as George mentioned, we are jumping on the smaller markets now. So Music Estonia is a expert office and development center for music industry, but I think today I will try to give you an overview about the market, and let's see how it goes. So yeah, compared to other countries, we have only 1.3 million people. We are situated by the Baltic Sea, neighbored by Finland, Sweden, Latvia, and Russia. And 46% of the population lives in the county surrounding the capital area, North Estonia. So it's a half an hour flight to Helsinki, 1 hour to Stockholm, 2 hours to Berlin, 3 hours to London. So it's really in the middle of the meeting points. I will close this one. The main, the main listening platforms for music in Estonia are YouTube. It's the most popular online platform, and Spotify, the most popular streaming service. But yeah, Spotify, it hasn't been long in our market, so quite new. The music industry revenue. As you can imagine, it's not very big, but still it's 196.5 million. Yeah, I have to find how much. Second, I'm a bit a beginner of the Zoom thing. I have to. Okay. Anyways, I try to manage. So touring potential in Estonia. Let's start with Tallinn. I think I will not go into detail with these venues, but maybe only with venues below 1,000 that are maybe the most relevant to you guys. For example, we have really cool venues under these capacities. For example, Sveta Bar, which is also they are a really cool alternative bar located in Telliskivi area, which is a really popular area here in Tallinn, where also our office is situated. Sveta Bar is, they're also promoters, and they have a lot of international acts as well in their program, so worth to check it out definitely. Village Shows is a jazz bar if you are into jazz. Fotografiska is more like a venue. Hall is a techno and dance oriented, a really cool venue in here as well. Club Studio, it's a nightclub. That's erinevate tubade klubi. It's also a really cool venue here in Telliskivi, where you can use only slippers. I have to take off your shoes, but it's really cool place, but also rather a venue. So if you want to perform there, it's mostly self-organized events. But yeah, Barbar is a rock metal bar and venue, and there's some more venues under this capacity. Touring potential also, I think Tartu has a great potential for touring as well. There are also really nice venues under 1,000. I wanted to jump quickly back. Just a fun fact of Estonia. The middle picture you see here, it's the Tallinn Song Festival grounds. So every 5 years, we have this huge song and dance festival, which gathers around 30,000 choir singers under the same roof, and around 80,000 people in the crowd listening them. So it's a really great and interesting thing to visit if you are coming to Estonia, for example, in the summertime. So worth to check it out. But back to the venues. Yeah, anyways, Tartu is also a great place. There are a lot of different venues there. So maybe the most relevant to you, probably Genialistide Klubi, to check it out. Yeah, and also we have some other cool places around Estonia. For example, great art club Roro in Narva, or Kultuuriklubi Baas in Rapla. So these are all smaller cities that provide some cool venues as well. You can check it out. Festivals, we have a lot of festivals in Estonia, a lot of really different variety, starting from jazz. We have folk is very hot genre in Estonia, so we have a lot of folk festivals, and also a lot of pop music, EDM, alternative. So maybe just to name a few that might be relevant to you, are definitely to check out. I will get to Tallinn Music Week a bit later, but more like summer festivals, Intsikurmu, Beach Grind, Sume, Mägede Hääl, Võnge, Station Narva, etc. These are the festivals that definitely inviting also international acts. So yeah, anyways, it's hard to maybe give you a really direct hints. It's really up to the genres you are at, but you can check the festivals out, and if you have questions, you can write me later on. So in this picture, you see the top one is really Estonian. I think it's the oldest and the biggest folk festival, Viljandi Folk Festival in Viljandi, and below is one of the cool festivals in Saaremaa, which is a small island. So it's island sound.
Marily, you have less than 1 minute.
Okay, so here are some more images from the cool different festivals. I have to quickly, it's scanned here. Yeah. But the best entry point to Estonian music scene is definitely Tallinn Music Week, which is a showcase festival, so you can check it out. And promoters, yeah, I will not go into that in detail, but I can send you also some descriptions on these music media outlets. Again, you can check by yourself. Yeah, we have the most famous or notable Estonian artists, Tuo Ruud, Arvo Pärt, Cole, Tommy Cash, so really from different genres. And yeah, to sum it up, I don't know how you could become famous in Estonia or anywhere else, but whatever you do it well and put your heart into it, and hopefully success will follow. Thanks. If you have any questions, you can write to me.
You're very modest. Well, actually, it might be one of the smallest country markets as well. I mean, they are fighting for this premium place together with North Macedonia, because I think it's almost the same. Then comes Slovenia. That being last year, we went at Narva station, And for a guy coming from the south, it was amazing to see that although it was, I think, -5 or 5 degrees, something like that, like not really hot and raining, the setup was crazy and it was great. And we saw really nice music that was in that city close to Russia. No comment, but yeah, Music Estonia, definitely a good partner to enter. Well, the Baltic countries, I think, Estonia and the Baltic countries, and go to Tallinn Music Week. So thank you, Marli. Shall we go to Marton or to Zsolt, to Hungary or to Czech Republic? So who's first? Let's say Czech Republic because it's with a C. Marton?
Okay. Hello, everyone. So fantastic to see all of you. Well, I also have some presentation, of course, but the reason I will start the presentation is simply to get away from it because it's a really long one. Yeah, here you go. Okay. So may I ask for 1 second if Zsolt could speak for
Asta sigur ne ducem la VIP-uri, la talentele ei. Adică nu vă
Da.
Exactly.
Please mute your microphone, speaker. Yeah, I know I can do it muted
Okay.
all, but no.
Perfect. So let's see. I hope you can see it. So I will roll through this beautiful picture of Czech Republic. Czech Republic is in the heart of Europe. I'm not going to go into the many countries who are actually claiming that they are in the heart of Europe. I don't care too much. To be honest,
We don't see a presentation, Martin. Sorry to interrupt. It's just Nachitani. Nachitani? No, I don't know how to pronounce
well,
this.
I see it as maybe now. I don't know what is happening. It's not reacting to it.
Well, we are in the music industry. It's normal to have those problems. It's always on us, you know, the 1-2-1-2 microphone not working. It's always in the music industry. But I know you can say it by heart. So in the worst case scenario, you can present it without the PowerPoint if you want.
Don't worry, we get back there. So now?
Yeah.
Perfect. Very good. So, welcome. Czech Republic is in the heart of Europe. Why it's important is that most probably you will cross Czech Republic if you're going on a European tour. While it's important because we have many fantastic venues and fantastic festivals. Really a lot. When it gets to festivals, we are speaking about over 400 festivals that are happening during summertime. Before the whole, I think the most important to mention is that there will be lots of data that you might not remember by the end, which is absolutely normal. So one thing that, yes, this will be shared, but somewhat more important, go to our website, which is soundcheck.cz. And there we have a quite massive database, meaning everything broke down and you can even download the contacts. And don't be afraid, contact us, contact me if you need further information. So this is the basic demography. As of currently 10.5 million people. That's yes, these are our famous composers, Smetana, Dvořák, Janáček, you know, I think some of them, and Bohuslav Martinu. By the way, just a side note, Smetana has his 200 years birth anniversary next year. Therefore, there will be much more things happening in, from, and in relation to Czech Republic. So there will be lots of programs, food for thought. Look out for that. That also means that we will also support more collaboration between Czech and international artists. Then some nice new pictures. This is a picture of Plastic People of the Universe that was at the time in late 60s, 70s. If you take Frank Zappa, The Enemy of the State, then a quick flashback of the first Western band coming in '89, meeting Havel, the president, and then some of the festival maps. As I said, there are over 400 festivals in Czech Republic. This one is just a small taste for jazz music. We have the same for metal, for hip hop, and for mainstream festivals as well. Then a few names for the music festivals. What very important to keep in mind that Czech Republic has a genre-specific festival landscape. That means that there are very specific events like Brutal Assault for metal, or Beats for Love, which is like more pop and IDM electronics, or Colors of Osawa. That actually it's a bit more open. It started with world music and now went other, or Let It Roll, which I think currently definitely the biggest European drum and bass gathering, but also on a world stage. I think they are within the first three. Then we have showcase conferences. So keep in mind Czech Music Crossroads. Crossroads Music, this is focusing more on world music and on a region. There's Nouvelle Prague, which happens usually the end of October, beginning of November. Nouvelle Prague is mainly the biggest industry event. So if you're looking for major industry things, then that is Nouvelle Prague. And then there's one more event called Central Eastern European Jazz Showcase that doesn't take place this year, but it will happen next year. That's in Brno. And there's Reconnect, which I will speak in a second. Venues. More important than name the venues is that in Czech Republic, but our Czech friends can actually correct me. You might have around 4 to 5 gigs, different cities that could actually help you out with. So basically Prague, Brno, Pilsen, Ostrava, in and out. And there are some other places occasionally that can help you. Once again, we have a database with a beautiful map on it, so you can map your tour there with contacts, and we update it. Always we have, of course, music awards. You'll see it because you get this presentation. Around 400 labels as well. The labels are also looking for collaborations and also distribution partners, keep in mind. We have quite strong printed media still. Don't ask me how they managed to stay alive. It's a question, I think, for many, also for colleagues, but these are active magazines. Most of them are monthly, and they are all very good and going for a long time. The radio stations, as you can see, there are quite a few still active. I would mention actually two. One is Radio Wave, which is the underground station of the Czech radio, which is mainly focusing on genres that are not on the pop level. And the other I would mention is Radio Jedna, which is also a Prague station. Other than that, with world music, you can get to the public station, and the rest is working pretty much on the pop scene. Then, of course, soundcheck, but last time Aneta spoke about that, and now getting.
Sorry to interrupt. 1 minute.
Okay, and now for the last minute, we have a wonderful event for you in Brno. called Reconnect. It's a collaboration with a club network of the city, the Music Managers Forum, and Soundcheck. The event will take place from the 5th till the 7th of October. The event programming goes as a city festival, meaning the festival is done by the venues themselves, and they are actually booking bands and also from the pool of artists of HEMI. The good thing is that we are pretty much focused strictly on managements, bands, and topics for venues. Purposely, so we are not losing the focus. Some of the first speakers are like Ali Giuliani from Bandcamp or Tersha Willis from Terrible Merch. And the good thing is that you can get in touch with the venue promoters directly there, which is quite difficult at other showcase events. And use our website, please, soundcheck.cz, and there you find on the English part our database. And if you have more questions or directions, don't hesitate to ask. Thank you.
Well, what people do not know here today is that actually speaking to Marton is speaking to one of the central columns of Central Southeastern Europe. I mean, these guys around Marton, Zsolt, one of them, have been networking in the region for more than, well, I cannot say because I would reveal their names, but let me tell you, I know them for like 15 years, and they were doing some of the more amazing networking events already in the region in Budapest. And in Czech Republic, like 2006, so it's yesterday, but not so close. Okay, well, whatever. Zsolt, you have the mic. You want to speak about Hungary? Hungary for Hungary?
Thank you for this joke. I never heard that. Hello, guys. I'm Zsolt from Hungary, and I try to share my screen. So if the Czech Republic is the heart of Europe, then Hungary is the stomach. So we are, as George mentioned, always hungry. But I will be honest today. I will tell you some facts about the country. We are less than 10 million, and we are working on it because the government just ordered to do that. And we have really nice neighbors. And what is important for you is the music industry right now is around 200 million euros big. So some details. It's really hard to talk about the current status because it's shaping, and all of the people around the music business and the government just working on to take over places, festivals, associations, whatever. But I try to show you some useful picture about the country. So we have a really nice fund for around 15 years or what, the Hungarian Cultural Fund. And the original idea was that the culture must be funded because it's important to have not just the musical part of the culture, but the theater and the dance as well is important. And this cultural fund was founded because of this goal to support these movements. Right now, you have to know that for this year, it seems that they don't have money to share. It's February, so we don't know. We just heard some rumors, but hopefully they will get their money and they can continue this really important job on the music industry. We have the Hungarian Association for the Record Labels, the Hungarian IFPI. We have the Collecting Society as well. And we have an office for the performing rights also. That's important because these three associations split the money what was generated by the whole entertainment industry, and I can say that it's not really well transparent, but they are working on it. We established 5 years ago the Hungarian Association of Independent Labels, the HALE. I'm one of the founders, and I'm the president of this association. So it's more for professional things, and we have a lot of workshops and initiatives. The HANOS is for the instruments. I don't know, they just selling instruments or what, but okay, I try to move on. Yeah. The list of the festivals, you can check it. I won't read it. You have to know that we had the really popular Volt Festival in Sopron, and last year they decided to cancel the festival from this year. The reasons are not so clear, financial reasons or anything else. But from the same group, you probably know the Sziget Festival. It's quite huge. The Strand Festival, the Be My Lake, and the Balaton Sound belong also to this group. So Volt Festival just was one of these festivals. But you have to check all of the others because the sizes are different, and I just recommend the Fekete Zaj Festival. That's the Black Noise Festival in the Matra, and it is for the industrial music lovers, and it's quite a nice festival, not so huge, and you probably will enjoy it. So check the others. The clubs, venues, as I mentioned, we have several problems in Hungary. In the past years, many venues had to close because of not just financial reasons, because the friends of the government just took over the clubs, and they just closed it. And right now we have the most famous venue is the Palace of Arts in Budapest. It's open to do some, not just classical and jazz music, for pop music as well. And they have festivals, season festivals in April or May, and they are pretty active in the music scene. I have to mention some important cities in Hungary. Veszprém is one of the popular cities. They have the Hangvilla. It's a bit similar to the Palace of Arts, but smaller venue. They have the Espresso. It's a pretty popular scene for rock music and DJs and all of this kind of stuff. I have to mention Pécs. Pécs is really close to the border, and the musical scene is really vibrant. They gave us the most popular bands in Hungary, the Punani Massive, the Halott Pains, and they have hundreds of new talents over there and really nice venues. And the other is Debrecen. They have a huge festival, the Campus Festival, and they have a really nice venue, the Victorine. So you can ask me, I can give you contacts, and if you try to reach them.
You have 1 more minute, George, sorry to interrupt.
Thank you. We have a program for the music export, the HOTS music. As I mentioned before, they have also some financial problems for this year. We have the Almost Famous Music Business School. It's a private school for future music professionals. And we have the Bush, probably you know, it's the showcase event, the international showcase event in Hungary. And the plan is that they will have it in this year in October. So if you have any question, you can get this presentation, so you can check it. If you have any question regarding Hungary and how to get in this market, just you have my email address, I guess. Yeah, you will get it, and just write me and I will answer. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jeges, Mr. President Eisman. Thank you. So your neighbor was Romania. We jumped on that, and I suggest to do ex-Yugoslavia in 1 hit. So why don't we go to the sun? And I'm changing my hat. I'm not the HEMI coordinator. I'm George from Greece. And well, as everyone have already announced, we will send you the presentation. So I'm showing you in quick what you will see. Am I sharing the right screen? You see the sun here. Do you see it? Yes, good. So, well, more or less, you see what is happening in Greece. You have some major festivals. This is a picture from either from Eject or from Release Athens, which is one of the biggest related festival to the bands that we have here today. Here on the right, it's Matala in Crete. So it's for world music bands as well, and for jazz and EDM. Here we have the niche festivals, and we don't count them in Greece. I think there are approximately 1,000 of festivals because it's municipality-related festivals. And here you have the famous Herodotus Atticus in Athens, which, when you'll become more famous, you can try and reach and go and play there. In short, the presentation that you will receive has an approximately, let's say, wrap-up of the sector that is related to you. We are not presenting you what is happening in Greece, which is 50% of the market is actually listening to local music. Local music would be Greek-speaking nice music, and what we also called in the Balkan turbo folk, which is not really the kind of music that your guys here are in. Yeah, I see Ivana is laughing and Ida is laughing. Turbo folk is our, let's say, local pop music. It's I Love You with some Middle East break beats, and it's a lot about crying why you left me because you didn't love me. So that's why we're not speaking about those festivals to you. But if you want to make a career in Greece, in Turkey, in Lebanon, in Israel, you might consider to change your music genre. Now, speaking of you guys, which are doing everything else than that, more or less, Greece is 11 millions approximately in Greece, 5 or 6 millions abroad. So let's speak about those who are in Greece. Greece is actually, all of them are concentrated here in Athens, or most of them, it's 4 millions, and then the rest is in Thessaloniki, 500 more or less kilometers. So if you come from Bulgaria, if you come from Macedonia, you have 2 main cities to look for people, clubs, and venues in the winter. There are a lot of them in the winter, from average capacity 200, let's say, spectators to 5,000, 10,000 in the winter. And then, of course, Greece, summer. It's from May to October, the summer here. And here you have dozens of niche festivals and bigger festivals. So this presentation, as for all of the other partners, you will receive it. So we just split mostly in 2 cities. Here are some pictures of the main, I would say, Western-oriented music, from hip-hop, reggaeton, metal. We have a big metal scene in Greece still, electro and indie. Here you will see the main venues and festivals of Athens and the boutique festivals of Athens. As for showcase conferences, there's only one left in Greece. It's us with Athens Music Week. I will speak to you about it later. By the way, the photo you see here is in Technopolis, which is one of the partners of Hemi and the co-organizer of Athens Music Week. Last year, Zimbru played at that stage. In Thessaloniki, which is a more cultural city in general, that's my point of view. Sorry, I know there's Mob Vibe here with us today, but they also suffer a lot from the Turbo Folk, so they have a lot of nice venues. By the way, the first venue in the Live Europe network called Principal Club in Thessaloniki. They're doing amazing festivals and they are really close to Bulgaria, to Macedonia. I don't say Albania because we don't have enough partners yet, but North Macedonia and Bulgaria, if you have shows there, well, Thessaloniki is the city where you would go normally afterwards. Labels, we have not 400 labels, unfortunately, anymore, like in Hungary, but we still have some, we are trying to do some efficient work. And we have one or two music agencies, which are quite aggressive, actually, and they are interested in doing collaborations, representing bands in the country, and also providing distribution deals and so on and so forth. We have some very nice studios, and I'm saying it because some of them are also placed in some islands. So it might be a good idea if you want to collaborate with a Greek artist to come and do some things together with them. And we made an indicative list. It's an indicative list of producers, radios and music portals. Well, as for everywhere in Europe, we suffer a lot from not having enough let's say, medias to promote independent music. But we have some nice web radios as well, which, by the way, I know from colleagues in Northern Macedonia and in Bulgaria that are also used to play there. Another very important fact for Greece is that also we are only 11 million in Greece. We have approximately 30 million tourists in the summer. So it makes sense sometimes to try and reach some foreign audiences also by coming in Greece. Contribution to GDP and what the music sector represents in Greece. Ha 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 ha! That was a nice joke. We have no idea. We know we are approximately around 1 billion euros altogether, but we're not. Let's say we're not in the position to give you more details because we don't have insights. As for the reality, indie bands have more or less 6 to 7 agencies to contact in Greece. Vasilina and Mob Vibe and Leah can confirm that more or less. There are a lot of small and medium-sized venues in Athens, which you could try and get in contact with winter. The biggest one being names such as Fuzz Club, which are trying, their artistic directors are trying to understand that it makes sense to bring bands from abroad for support. We're not there yet. And there are big festivals which are also such as Release, Athens, the X-Rockwave Festival, or Eject, which are close to you, Plisken, which are interested to bring some bands from the Hemi region, because we're making some noise after those 3 editions already. And it takes time, but artistic directors are understanding that they don't only need to look to the Anglo-Saxon repertoire from UK and overseas, but also to the region. We're not there yet, but it's happening. Last but not least, there was a showcase in Thessaloniki called Music Showcase Greece, which was trying to do some things which were really nice. We haven't heard from our friends there since already 2021, COVID, those things, which was unfortunately a bit killing. But Athens Music Week, which is one of the partners here, and it's, by the way, I'm the founder of it, it's growing, and we are trying to not invite bands just to invite them, but I would tell each of you that it would make sense to come and make contacts. The first priority, that's a personal advice to all of you. Don't try only and go and play somewhere. try and go and meet people, make contacts with the local bars, venues, managers, promoters. It makes sense. And well, all the best. I don't know. I'm counting for the other one, so I hope I didn't speak more than 5 minutes. Did I? I don't know. Ivana, did I? Is it your turn? Okay. So I'm going back as a coordinator now, since Olga is somewhere around me. And I'm going north now to North Macedonia. Ivana, you have the mic.
Okay, so because I had a problem with my PowerPoint, I'm just going to share the presentation like this. Tell me if you guys can see it.
Yes, it's coming.
Awesome. Okay, so we're going to start off with the definition of our organization. Probably all of you know it, but just in case. So Festival Production is a music company dealing with artists in event management, booking, and concert promotion. In translation, we are a small group of people doing the job that is meant to do by a large group of people. Here we have our official website, which anybody can visit at any time. So for geography, it's not a coincidence that there's a black hole where we used to be. But our neighbors are Serbia, Greece, Albania, and Bulgaria, also Kosovo. So basically, if you go anywhere in Europe and say, give me a ticket to the middle of the nowhere or not Greece, they take you to Macedonia. Moving on. So the population is above 2 million. I don't know the newest statistics, but I'm hoping that it's still 2 million. Some of the fun facts, we have Mother Teresa that was born here. We have some traditional dishes such as Ivar. There is a bridge that's over 500 years old. It's not, it's a fun fact, or not so fun, that we have a lot of monuments. So basically every time someone visits Skopje, which is the capital city, they always ask about the monuments and they never get a like adequate answer why there are so many. We also have Rakia, which is why people visit Skopje and Macedonia.
Not true, not true. We also have Rakia, and it also have Rakia.
Yeah, we use it for everything. We use it for celebrations, and we use it to, I don't know, substitute Bengai or anything that's like menthol to cure your muscle aches or something like that. Moving on, I'm going to continue to the country specifics. So everything happens in Skopje, which is actually really true. That's because all of these other towns don't really have the venues and the capacities to do anything. So basically, when we say something is going on in Macedonia, it's always, always, always Skopje. We have more than 100 bands, more than 200 cover bands, more than 5,000 musicians, which is sad but true. We have a lot of potential musicians, some of which you might have heard of, such as Kirill Tchaikovsky, Super Hicks, and all of these you're going to read later. So I'm just not going to bore you with this. And of course, honorable mention is Turbo Folk, which I'm not going to talk about right now. Good to know facts: 150 concerts annually around the country, 100 concerts and 100 concerts annually only in Skopje, 30 to 40 free festivals and events organized by the local municipalities, more than 10 festivals organized by different promoters, and more than 10 tribute bands booked annually. That's the truth. Booking deal. Okay, so Macedonia, I think, is most famous for its hospitality, which means that if you're a foreigner or a musician, or thank God, anybody that just wants to visit us or book a concert with us and stuff like that, you'll always have everything, which means accommodation and catering will be provided. Everything will be provided. All you need to do is just drink and have fun. We're lacking a few venues, which is actually the sad truth, because we have all of these, but not all of them work, and they're most of the venues and most of the organizations are DIY promoters, which means that they are doing it for the love of music and for the love of the industry, which is actually great, and I hope that they're going to get supported even more in the future. But two of the labels or promoters are Festival Production and Avalon Production, which are currently like the biggest promoters that we have, but all of them are cool. So festivals, I can mention something more about D Festival. It's a 3-day outdoor festival, which is organized every year in July. And there's also international artists, national artists, a lot of workshops, a lot of pretty much everything that's connected to art. So it's really something to see, and everybody is invited, of course. You can check all of these festivals as well. They all have something to offer. So city festivals such as Skopje Beer Fest, Prilep Beer Fest, Piftiada, and all the rest, and also DIY festivals that I already mentioned. The city festivals are mostly funded by the city itself or the ministries for culture. And since we are also fans of beer, we have 2 beer festivals in Macedonia. So here are some of the radios. Channel 103, I don't think they work now because, well, actually politics have a lot of what's done there. So they have a lot of impact and it doesn't work anymore. But the sad thing about our radios is that we don't have like a focus genre in each radio. So basically all of the radios, I think, are playing mixed genres. And I think that the Macedonian world music genre is really important to these radios. So basically every radio needs to play like some Macedonian music too. And of course, a lot of the radios play turbo folk because of course nothing can go on without turbo folk. So briefly, that's the music market in Macedonia. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, dear Ivana. So we jump to Serbia, and Ida, you taking the mic?
Yes, I will just say hi to everyone again. Nice meeting you last week. It was last week, I believe. And as I'm not like a music expert, I invited my friend Zorica Tepic. She's from Serbia Create, who will present us the music market in Serbia. Just briefly to say that Serbia Create is a national platform and intergovernment umbrella body in charge of global promotion of Serbia's export potential in the field of creative industries, including very much music. So I'm gonna give a dance floor to my dear friend Zorica, and thank you very much for joining us this evening.
Hello to everybody. Nice to meet you all. Thank you, Ida. And thank you for inviting me. First of all, I would like just to introduce myself. I was working as CMO for Exit Festival like for 15 years. I was in charge for more than 20 countries for sales and promotion. So I have some festival background, let's say like that. And now I'm in the government. They invited me to try to help music sector. I'm here for 2 months. And just to say, next time, please put smaller countries first. And then after us, you should put the biggest one, because I will skip like almost all slides in my presentation, because we don't have all that information, but we will have soon. And when I was thinking about how we should present Serbia, I need to admit that when I was like digging for informations on internet, I asked like famous GBT chat, please give me a few points. How would you explain Serbia to music people and music industry? And he gave me like this. I will share now my screen. Okay. Can you see it?
It's coming. Okay, yes.
So we have more than 20 different national minorities, 2 official scripts. We have the highest number of cafes per capita in the world. That means that we really like to party. We have world record for the largest glass for rakia in the world, so that's our record. We also have the record for making and preparing the largest burger in the world. That's also our bad. That means that we like to eat, to party, and to drink, of course. And other things, but I will skip that now. It's really strange because I don't hear people laughing, and I was expecting that. Okay.
We do. It's just we are muted.
Okay. So we are really unique because I think the people who know about Serbia, they know that we are really like people for entertainment. We have Exit Festival, which is one of the biggest major festivals, of course. We have population, we are a small country, like almost 7 million. Our capital is Belgrade. We have few cities like with more than 100,000 people. I will skip this slide because this is really embarrassing for us, and I don't even think it's true, but I found it on the internet that we have like revenue of $32 million. It's really small amount, but that is what I have now. This is the list of our festivals and showcases. You all know about Exit Festival. Belgrade Beer Festival is by capacity the biggest one, but it's free. It's not charging the tickets, so it's not compared. It's not for comparing with other festivals. Love Fest in Vrnjačka Banja, Nišvile, that's jazz festival, and Arsenal Fest for all genres of music with 10,000 people capacity. We have finally one showcase in Serbia named Contact. I wanted to mention Haligali because it's like they are one of the unique concept of movement, and they're presenting a lot of young bands from Serbia, and they made their own festival for supporting each other. So I think that has like huge potential. Then Serbian showcase at the Belgrade Jazz Festival. That's one part of the festival, but it's really special and important because they are bringing the agents and booking managers from all around the world to see and to listen to bands and to help them with their career. So that's really interesting. So they're not bringing our bands outside of Serbia; they're bringing agents into the Serbia. So I think that's really interesting. And Indirect Showcase Belgrade, which I don't know that will happen this year, but I hope it will. So we have, of course, a lot of smaller festivals, but these are like the biggest one and the most famous one. Venues, we have Ušće, Petrovaradin Fortress Main, Kalemegdan, Spence, Stadion Tašmajdan, Hala Sportova, Dom Omladine Beograd, and also we have like less than 1,000 in the cities all around Serbia, but they are not like that's few hundreds of capacity, but that's pretty much this in Serbia. I won't mention like collecting societies because that's not really well developed in Serbia. About the promoters, we have Exit, Sky Music, which is production also house and rental house, and they're doing a lot of concerts in the last 2 years. Dom Omladine, Odličan Krčak, SKC, NS Fabrika, Long Play, and Charm Music Serbia. So they are the main one, but there are also the smaller one. But let's say this is the like first 7. Record labels, these are just from Serbia. I founded some numbers on the internet, of course, but these are not official informations. I have information just for the first 4. You will see that after when we send the presentation. Music media. Well, this is a huge problem in Serbia because there are no media and no media outlets in Serbia who are dealing just with this kind of music. We have just few radio stations and few websites, but they're not the major one. You know, they have like maybe few thousand people daily. So the reach for this kind of music is really small. They're all okay, of course, and they're trying. And this is the part where we are planning really to help and to develop and to set free place for the music, of course. We will do that this year also. There are no TV station dedicated to this kind of music. I think that we have just one TV show named Bunt, where these young bands can come and play and present themselves, and that's really like sad. So that's about the media. This is about listening habits and about online platforms. Like also not unofficially is that we have this number of paid accounts. I don't know what is the split between Spotify, YouTube, Deezer, and Apple, Tidal also, but I know that we have 200,000 people who are paying the music for music, and that's really like, it's also embarrassing. YouTube, we have official information that 63% of the total internet population in Serbia, that they are using YouTube, which is approximately like 4 million people, but they're not paying for that, it's for free. But these are like the services we are using in Serbia, and you can see the years from when we have that online platforms also, and we come to the end of the presentation, that will be it. Of course, if you have plans to come to Serbia and maybe to record some video or something like that, you should call Ida and me. Maybe we can help with locations. That is what we are doing. What I'm doing now for our bands. So feel free to contact me for everything you need. That's it.
Thank you, Zorica.
Thank you as well from me again. The floor is yours, George.
I don't hear you. Where are you? Are you calling from Serbia? I cannot hear you very well.
Well, I just said I wanted to say thank you, Zorica, as well, and George.
That was a joke, I think.
No, but it's funny, you know. I think except from Estonia and maybe Poland, what you all say is it's not embarrassing. It's who we are in the region. That's why we created HEMI. And really, although we don't have the opportunity to shake hands with all of you bands and artists, on one hand, this is a problem. On the other hand, that's why slowly, initiatives such as HEMI proves to be a long process. That being said, if you connect all the cities and all the venues slowly, you see that promoters from Western Europe are starting to realize that it's El Dorado here, and they are realizing that actually we have some assets. Slowly, you can finally reach all these cities by car. And although it's niche markets, because there are not so many, that's why we as partners are trying to bridge this gap. And of course, it will take years. Maybe the children of your children, of our children, will be the ones making a living from music industry. But that being said, since all of you are trying to do a living with indie music, you know that in the Balkans you have to face turbo folk, and that you know already in your everyday life. Then you know that you're living in small countries. But thanks to these initiatives such as HEMI, MOST, and some other ones, there is something going on. There are those first showcases in the region. There are the first export offices in the region. There are some first associations in the region. So I will just quickly, since Primož from Slovenia cannot be here, I just want to prove to all of you that he had a presentation. I don't know if you can see it. This is the presentation from Slovenia. The presentation from Slovenia will be sent to all of you. But that being said, because we have 8 minutes, maybe we need to, as the eldest here, at least some of us, we need to give you some strength for the future to all the artists that are here. There are really differences. I mean, I'm almost 50. I came in Greece 20 years ago. And at the time, the only thing people knew from Greece was Souvlaki, Panathinaikos, which was at the time a famous football team, not anymore, and Zorba. Now, this year, we have 3 bands at Eurosonic. We had a band from Romania last year coming here. We have bands from Macedonia and from Greece that are finally changing the border. Exit is trying to also be, except for a festival that needs to sell tickets, they're having those stages where they are placing artists from the region. So it's happening, and nothing is lost. It's just, I say it again today, we're speaking to you today not only as musicians and artists, we're speaking to you today as music professionals. So consider that you have contacts to reach out people such as us. All of us are traveling a lot. All of us are ambassadors of the region, outside of the region. And the biggest difficulty at the moment for all of us is to connect the region. It's more easy to find somebody from Estonia, from Macedonia and Serbia in Brussels or in Reeperbahn or in Eurosonic that would find him in the country. So consider that, dear artists. And well, any partner that wants to add something from Hemi or any Q&As for a few minutes? Up to you guys. Marilyn, I see you like very serious. What are you thinking? Ivana, you're laughing all the time. Any questions, any suggestions?
I have a question. Actually, I didn't apply to most of the festivals that were introduced today. And if I understood correctly, is it going to be, are the applications going to be open again at some point? Or how does that work? Did I miss the window or?
Well, I think I can speak on behalf of everyone. There is a part related to Hemi. Okay, so that is the part related to the bands that will be selected by the 27 jury members to go on. I'm saying again that it doesn't mean that they are the best band or the worst bands. It's just related to the booking needs of the representatives. Okay, and that's why it's very important for all of you to understand that you also have our contacts. We are not all of us export offices. Most of us, like most of you, have very little time, but our job is to put you in contact with other persons. So I will use the Athens Music Week example. The Athens Music Week, don't say it, has not yet opened an open call. So the open call will be on the 13th of March. I can tell you, it will be open for 3 weeks. And it will be mostly related to local acts because, as I said personally, we're not here to invite bands from abroad just to invite them. We want to invite the band that might get 2, 3, 4 local contacts. That's what you can expect from a showcase in reality, okay? And as for relations, like for all of you already, although younger, relations takes time. So you need to go in a country because you think strategically you want to go there. That's my point of view. So if you want to go to Tallinn Music Week, don't think as a band to spend a lot of money to go to Estonia, because it's not that cheap to go to Estonia, by the way, but send your representative to go and make contacts so that the next year you can nurture those contacts and find some people to make a show in the winter, for instance, you know? So yes, each of us have open calls independently of HMA, okay? And meant now it will be for 2024. MMB, I think, is still open for 2023. I think Tallinn Music Week is over for a long time already. The team of Password is not only organizing PIN conference, but they're organizing several festivals as well, and so on and so forth. So you have the contacts. Feel free to bother us. Be professional when you bother us, like send the right EPK and make connections also. And we can try, I'm being honest, we can try and put you in contact, but it's not always about us. We will spend time to put you in contact, but to be honest, if you tell me I want to go and play in Principal Club in Thessaloniki, I know Nikos Stefanidis personally. If you play hardcore punk, I know I don't need to ask him because he will not book you. If it's more world music or psychedelic oriented, I know he might be interested, so I will call him and he will tell me, yeah, send it to the artistic director. So this we can do, okay? And this, I'm saying again, and Marily, who's here, Ivana, I see Ida, I don't see all the other guys, they must be on the other screen. Oh, Martha, I see Martha as well. Again, You heard about Tak Brzmiasto in Poland. You heard about Exit Festival, but Exit Festival is organized by Exit Foundation. And here Ida is Exit Foundation. So she has other connections as well. So make a priority. This is what, unfortunately, only 9 of you will see in the next round, but make a priority as music professionals. If you try and make a living, make a priority on the markets where you want to go and realize why you want to go there. So before thinking as artists, I would say think as people that wants to make a living and where you want to invest. If Greece, for instance, is a country where you want to invest, well, try to make some connection in Thessaloniki and in Athens. Nurture those connections. Try to see if there's a festival in Thessaloniki and in Athens that you are that you want to get in contact to, and 2 or 3 venues. And where is maybe one good moment to arrive and meet them? Maybe it's during a showcase festival where you come and meet people. If you go to showcase festivals, by the way, I can say this because it's happening every year, don't think about the invitation that you receive to go and play there, but think also about the fact that you receive an access to a delegates database and go and meet people to make appointments. Bring your goodies with you, bring some presents, do some nice expenditure to offer something that will not be thrown to the garbage. I'm from the era of the CDs. I have to be honest, I still have a lot of CDs that are still in plastic because I didn't have the time to open them. So, you know, that's the reality. It makes sense. It's not good or wrong. It's just a reality. Focus on the contacts you want to meet. You have LinkedIn to meet people and to see a profile. You have Facebooks. So make your investigation and try to focus why you want to go in a country. Don't think only as artists who want to add a gig on your CV. A gig is not bad, but it's not about that. It's not because you're going somewhere being invited to play because your expenses are paid that you're necessarily going to go back. It's a strategy.
Thank you.
Patricia, Birds of Unknown. I think they're from Slovenia. What is the next Hemi step after today's meeting? Aha. Who wants to answer that? Zsolt.
Yeah. The next step, we will send out tomorrow a questionnaire to all of you with some pretty easy questions, but we have to have it to see the bands and your issues and everything to decide the 9. And we just decided together with my colleagues in the HEMI working group that we will provide a so-called roundtable for all of you on the, as I could remember, on the 28th, but in the mail you will find the details, and we will offer you some kind of possibility to ask us, and we try to answer it, and that will be the next step. And we will announce the 9 bands on, George, please help me.
Yeah, so we will announce the yes, thank you, Olga, because you know, Olga is discreet, but she's doing the laundry for all of us. We are thinking, the 9 partners are meeting, and it's Olga. So yeah, in a nutshell, I remind you that Hemi is co-funded. It's not that we get 100% of money and that we pay, and it's a lot of expenses. So the good part of it is that all the partners really take care of selecting based on their realities. Now, since, as always, money is never enough, and I think you had the picture from Zsolt, from Greece, from Ivana regarding how rich our countries are in the region and how much they care about culture. So stopping with the complaints, that's where we are, and that's what we do. What the Hemi board, as we call, which is the 9 persons that are here today, we decided that in parallel of the HMA award this year, we will try, I'm saying we will try to offer an extra capacity building, networking building activity. So whatever happens on the 8th of March, whoever are the 9 bands that are selected to go further, we will come back to the 27 of you, right, Jolt? That's the idea.
Yep.
We will come back to the 27 of you, which is something new. It did not happen the 2 previous years. We will come back to you to try and anyway offer another opportunity to work together. We cannot say much yet because we need to ask the permission to the commission. We need to get the money, but we have decided that we will do something extra. So this is to, let's say, maybe as the ending word for tonight, to show you that we are doing our part to try and bridge the teams. Don't forget that you also have to try and do it yourself. Each of you are part of the solution, okay? As music professionals, as citizens of the region. And it's not only emotional, it's for real. Ida, Marily, Ivana, Martha, want to add something? Olga?
No, I'm cool.
No?
Can I add something? So thank you everybody for joining tonight, and we will send you all a link to download all these presentations that our partners offered tonight, and also the questionnaire that Zolt said. We would like you to fill in until the 3rd of March, but we will also include all this information inside the emails about the deadlines. So you will also be invited to join another workshop meeting that we are cooking for you, but we will send all this information together, I hope tomorrow. So 9 finalists will be announced on the 8th of March, and we are of course at your disposal for any help you will need in the meanwhile. Thank you.
So to wrap it up, you will have a questionnaire, and our jury members actually, as we said to you in the first meeting, we are just using those things for elementary reason and for transparency reason towards the community. On the 8th, 9 bands will be announced as finalists of the second phase, and they will go and follow some meetings and some workshops, and they will be able also to do one-on-one sessions. Most probably after that date, you will know about details about the extra activities. But in the meantime, all of you already are granted to get accreditations to all the showcases. I'm saying accreditations because we cannot offer you the transportation. So this is the reminder that as professionals, check where you want to go. As professionals, remember that there is some capacity building. By the way, some of you are complementary, so try and get in contact with each other to promote each other. And well, that's it for today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
Good night,
everyone. Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
very
Bye.
much.
Guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Take care.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks. Bye.